Okay. So again, welcome to our class, first virtual class in IT 101. We will discuss today a brief overview and review on the history of computer. Okay. Oops, I cannot move. All right. So computers. I believe I gave you a few information about this during our first meeting last week. Okay. Someone wants to join. Sino ba to? Dali lang ha. Okay. By Afra, can I, sorry, I'll assign you as the co-administrator of this Gmeet ha. So kindly accept if ever mag-pop out sa'yo yung mga attendees for the class, kindly approve them. Okay? Yeah, can you still hear me? Is my voice still audible? Audible pa ba siya? Or medyo choppy or what? Please let me know. Okay, I'm not hearing any response. I believe parang may problem yata with the internet. Okay? Just give me a second. Medyo choppy siya. Okay, okay. Nag-switch kasi ako to a different device. Just one moment. Okay, how about this? Do I sound better than earlier? Can somebody confirm? Do I sound better this time around? How about this? Oh no. How about this? Do I sound better this time? Can somebody please confirm if my voice is better or audible this time around? Okay, nag-switch lang kasi ako ng device. Okay. So, okay, it's better. Yeah. So, by Afra, as what I've said earlier, if you were unable to hear my instruction, I will assign you as co-host ha. So please accept or admit those students or your classmates who will be joining this virtual class. Okay. All right. So allow me to continue. Okay. So last week, I've introduced to you a few things about IT. Most importantly, within the aspect of technology. Okay, and it's either IT. The things that we'll be discussing about IT, it's either they are related to computers, okay, or computational devices, or it could be they are from the communication devices. Okay, can you still recall what's the difference between the computational and the communicative or communication devices? If I'm not mistaken, I wrote it on the board. Um, so pina-differentiate ko sa inyo ano kaya yung mga devices that would classify as computational device and which ones would be more on communication device or communications device. Anyone? Or should I call someone, Nika?
Sir, yung communicational yung use of smartphone and yung sa computational naman is yung laptop.
Okay, I see. And what's the major difference between the two? Okay. Although I mentioned that a smartphone can also be a computational device because of how advanced, our devices these days. One might be both a communication and computational device. But among the two examples that we had last meeting, what differs computational device from communication device? What differs them from each other?
Sir, I think communicational is yun na yung use of how do we communicate to others, and
Mm-hmm.
for personal is examples is like encoding yung mga website, yung mga
Programming,
calculator
calculators,
program.
okay, that's right. Okay, thank you so much, Nika. So, as a quick recap, no, she was right. So that's the major distinguishing characteristics of the two. Computational devices focus more on creating something, inputting something, like programming. They are supposed to create apps. You're supposed to create um, specific prompts on the computer. And as what I have mentioned as well, the very first computers were actually designed in a way to do computational tasks, or in short, similar to what a typical calculator does. Do basic mathematical computations, analytical computations, statistics, etc. Okay? But yung communicational device naman, or communication devices, their main role or purpose is really to communicate. Okay, so even if you're far from one another, no, despite the distance, you can still call, you can still text. There's still a way for you to do video calls. There's still a way for the both of you or two parties um, to contact each other. Okay? So, kung sa mga communications device, yung kanilang original predecessors were the first set of telephones that we have, or telegraphs, or even the letter, yung sinusulat na letter, mga love letter, gano'n. Those were like the original predecessors of those devices. On another hand, I mean, on the other side of the spectrum, computational devices naman can trace back their origins from um, devices that do basic calculation. And may minention ako last time na specific device. Okay? I even told you that it looks like um, a kid's toy. No? Na siya yung mga beads na kailangan mo i-align. Who can still remember that? What device was that?
Sir,
It starts with letter
abacus.
A. That's right. It's an abacus. Okay. Well, technically speaking, abacus should be the very first computer. But what you can see here on the slide was the first ever computer that does not need any manual stuff. Okay. That is actually operated electronically. Okay. So, kaya yung nandito sa material nyo, hindi si abacus yung nandito. But rather, we have the first generation computer. Okay? But just to give you a heads up, before this first generation computer, there were already prototypes of computers prior. May abacus, even the early computers of Charles Babbage. So that looks like a typewriter. So may mga ganun na. And it spanned for thousands of years because abacus was invented in China almost more than 1,000 years ago. Okay? So, ganun siya. Ganun yung development ng computer. Hanggang dumating itong 1946 when J. Presper Eckert and John W. Mauchly collaborated in order to develop or design, specifically design, the first generation computer. And it's been on use from 1946 to 1959. They were commissioned to design and develop the first electronic computer by the United States Army. And during that time, they were still affiliated with the University of Pennsylvania, also known as UPenn. Okay? One of the most renowned universities in the United States, along with Harvard, Yale, and the rest. Okay? So what does it do? Okay, it has the function of what they call as an electronic numeric integrator and calculator. So balikan natin yung sinabi ko kanina that it kind of like functions as a calculator, but in a more advanced way, in a more automated way. So it does not have like the manual functions as that of the abacus or even the computers or the manual based computers prior to the first gen computer. Okay? Again, take note of the years 1946 to 1959. Kasi baka magpa-quiz ako nito next week during our face-to-face meeting. Okay? So next, we have, so ito pala, this is what the first generation computer looks like. Okay? For the awareness of everyone. Okay? So ito yung mga computers na kasing laki ng classroom or even bigger. Okay? And they have to, their maintenance is pretty high, so they have to be checked from time to time. Kasi maliit lang na palya from one specific part of this enormous device, it will automatically affect the function of the entire computer. Okay? Next, we have the second generation computer. After 1959, or between 1959 to 1965, this was the successor of the first gen computer. This was invented by John Bardeen, William Shockley, and Walter Brattain, and was used as the interior sections of the modern computer that we have, or like basis siya on the framework that now houses our modern computer. Okay, so it actually has a transistor, okay, which we would normally find not just in computers na yung mga desktop computers, but also in most machines that we have that are operated automatically or through automation. Okay, so yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, I mean last meeting, right? That even our rice cookers, our microwave ovens, and even our modern LCD TVs, they are not computers, they are appliances, but they have something inside sa kanilang mga circuit boards that actually function in the same way as a computer does. So, may mga automated programs na sila. And those things were actually like the core of the early computers, particularly this one, the second generation computers. Okay? So yun, transistors were much smaller, faster, and more dependable. So from being an entire classroom, naging isang malaking device na lang siya. Okay? So they were smaller, faster, more dependable than the vacuum tubes of the first generation computer. So by the way, class, the first generation computer relied more on vacuum tube. This one relied on transistors. Okay? Which at present, as what I've said, we can find in most circuit boards and electronic boards of modern appliances. Okay? Another advantage of using transistors is they generate less heat and consume less electricity, but were still at that time, very costly. But now it's way cheaper than it was. Okay? Now, moving on to the third generation computer after 1965, slowly nag-advance ang mga computers. Okay? Now, we have the third gen computer developed by Jack Kilby and Robert Noyce. And they were invented, or they were the first ones to invent and pioneered what we call as integrated circuit or IC. Okay? So, hindi lang transistors, okay, yung nagpa-power ng mga computers today or some machines or appliances that use automated programs. Now we also have IC or integrated circuit. Okay, so they were first introduced during this time. Okay, Just to give you a proper overview of it, a single IC has many transistors, okay? Resistors and capacitors. And it even encompasses an entire full circuit board of a transistor. Okay? The good thing is they can be replaced entirely with one chip. Okay? So this chip made the computer smaller and even more portable, but still being effective. Okay? And durability also, since the previous second gen and first gen computers are much more prone in terms of uh, how do you call it one? Pagpalya ng mga ng ng operation ng mga machines na yon. So this time this is more durable, this is more resistant or unfailing in terms of operation. Okay? Also, in this third generation, remote processing, time sharing, and multi-programming operating system were first used. Okay? Now, the successor of third generation computer, as you can see on the slide, now this looks more closer to the modern monitors and computer sets that we have, although it still looks pretty primitive. No? This is the fourth generation computer, and they were in use from 1971 to 1980. Okay? So, in addition to the circuit boards, they are now they have improved, or computer scientists during that time have improved it, developed it to become more large scale and integrated. And we call these kinds of circuits as VLSI. Okay, actually, it's a very large scale integrated circuit. Okay. So Marshall Edward Ted Hoff Jr. Invented what we now call as the microprocessor, which is the key component of these types of computers. Okay, Hoff worked with the very popular company Intel, a company that was co-founded by Robert Noyce, which was mentioned kanina. No? These circuits, known as microchips, have about 5,000 transistors and other circuit elements. So, nagagamay ang size sa computer. It's all because the very key parts that run it also became smaller. Okay? So, muna ni siya ang advent or beginning class on the introduction of microchips or microprocessors. Okay? So, they did not only help develop the computer or the personal computer industry, but also they were used for other applications like in other appliances such as television sets, automotive devices, audio and video appliances, and pocket calculators, which were very popular during that time. Okay? But still, if you look at it, it still looks very bulky. Okay? But slowly, at least nagagamay siya. Okay? And now, we have not just the most recent, but also the latest and the last so far innovation when it comes to making computers. This is what we call as the fifth generation computer, and they were introduced back in the 1980s, but they were mass produced lang at least a few years after the World Wide Web was launched. So that was around during the 1990s. I can still remember I was still a kid during that time. And if you know someone who has a computer, that person is not just ultra rich, but must be very influential because no one was selling computers or personal desktop computers like this during that time. Okay, so you have to import that overseas. Then slowly, around 1999 to 2000s, no, slowly even the middle class started owning computers, and then yun, 2010s and now 2020, and more recently, yeah, almost everyone has a computer, and our smartphones were also patterned in terms of design, in terms of structure from the early fifth generation computers. Okay, so these are the computers that are called, sorry, ultra large scale integration, or ULSI. So they've utilized this type of technology. So from VLSI to ULSI technology, in terms of the manufacture of its microprocessor chips or microchips. Okay? So each microprocessor chip has at least 10 million electric um, components. I'm sorry, each ULSI is composed of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. Okay? This generation also is associated with the most recent addition to computer making, and that is artificial intelligence. So a lot of our devices lately, not just the desktop computers, but also portable laptops, tablets, and even smartphones have artificial intelligence baked in, natural language integrated, and expert systems that are functional and usable for all of us. Okay, so that means these kinds of processes, these kinds of new features um, help human beings do computational processes more effectively and more conveniently. Okay. So, do you have questions or clarifications regarding the 5 generations of computers? Questions, clarifications? Baka magtanong kayo, saan si Steve Jobs dito? Class, si Steve Jobs, he's the founder of Apple, but he's not one of the fathers or founders of the different generation of computers. Okay? Isa lang yung ma-attribute natin when it comes to founding the different generation of computers. Yun yung si ano, yung founder ng Intel, okay? But the other brands that you are familiar with, okay, Apple, even tech companies like Google and SpaceX, Elon Musk's SpaceX, they were not attributed to the development of the different generations of computers. Okay, they, on the other hand, have benefited from the development of computers. Like in the case of Steve Jobs from Apple, yung technology coming from the third and fourth generation computers, even the fifth one, he adopted it to his array of computers. Actually, from the very start, palpak pa gani na iyahang mga Apple computers back in the late 1980s. But it went a revival after 1990s. Tapos naging popular yung iPod, not iPad, but iPod, if you know that. Who's familiar with that? iPod. Mura siya Walkman, pero from Apple. Anyone? Can somebody raise their hand if they're familiar with iPod? iPod Nano, iPod, ano pa yun? Madami yun eh. But currently they're now defunct because most people now listen to music using their iPhones or other devices. Okay? But before iPhones were introduced in 2007, no, yun yung parang ginagamit ng mga tao to listen to music, to store their music. Yun nga lang, it's pretty expensive during that time. Questions, clarifications? Wala na? Are you sure? Okay, can I get any reaction from you guys? If things are clear, if the discussion was fully understood, okay, so sige. So if everything's yes, go ahead, please. Someone is raising his hand. Who is that? Someone wants to join the call though. Who was that? Ay, okay na pala. Sorry. So, if wala ng questions or clarification, okay, as what I've mentioned from the very beginning, please prepare for a possible quiz next meeting. Okay, this will be based on the online discussion that we had. In case you wish to review what we have discussed, I have made sure that the entire class was online class or virtual class was recorded. So I'll upload this on YouTube, and then you can access this one through a YouTube link later sa GC. Alright? And then, yun, also expect on our face-to-face meeting next week or next Wednesday, there will be a group activity. Plus, we will continue discussing the remaining topics. Okay, our target for next week is to really cover everything. Okay, para at least the week after that, that will be reserved for your review and also for other assessments that you have to submit for this subject. Okay, so thank you so much for attending, everyone. May I ask everybody to please switch on their cameras?